Hey guys, this is Gamer Cal. Welcome back to the Genius of Sephiroth and Touhou, I guess, because, well, it's one and the same. So last time we basically made our way through pretty much all of the top half of Muenzuka, and I don't think we got all of the stuff up there. I'm pretty sure I missed a few things, so I'm gonna take a little bit of time at the start of this just to go back up and see, you know, if that is the case, and hopefully not forget anything else. Because especially towards the end of the last bit, we kind of just rushed through the parts of this, and I know we didn't go through all of the areas, so that is something which I should endeavour to fix before we get too invested in the new stuff. So let's just go ahead and do some of that. So this place is pretty cool, and I know I didn't go like here. So I don't know, I just really like the atmosphere of this place. It's not the world's like most in-depth dungeon ever, but it's decently sized. And is that guy just gonna, I was gonna say, is he gonna just stay perma annoyed at me? Because yeah, that would be kind of gross. Also, not really any way I was avoiding an encounter there. I'm just gonna run from this fight because I don't see the point in fighting these early monsters again at the moment. We have gone through all of them. I mean, if we haven't gone through all the different fairy versions, that's not really a big deal because, let's face it, they all do the same thing anyways, so who cares, right? I mean, the fairies and stuff, the standard spellcaster warrior weapon wielding things, they all do basically the same thing. Like, they'll have upgraded attacks, some of them, and one or two of them in the game. Like, some of the fairies do have a heal move, which not all of them do, of course. I'm assuming there's... yeah, I guess we already went down here, so we go the other way around now and get ourselves whatever's at the top here, because I don't think I did this last time. Pretty sure I just skipped beyond all of this, right? There's a whole lot to this room which I haven't gone through. Actually, no, I did go through this last time. I am just like... this is the thing of recording at different times, right? And that you sometimes forget what you have and haven't done. I know there's a way around of getting to this bit over here because there's a box, so there has to be a way around, but I think it might be from the earlier map, not from here, so that's kind of fun. Obviously we can't go that way, just have to skip past the stuff so that we can make it back up. We will be going down pretty soon, but like I said, I just want to sort of make sure that I'm not missing things early on, because that way you guys get to see pretty much all of what goes on. Yeah, there's a bit up in the corner here which we haven't gone to, so we just could have just autoed this fight actually. Although you can see the enemies, even the basic mages, do hit pretty hard with their non-vanilla attacks. So you do have to be a bit careful of that. Yeah, it's at the top. So we'll just make our way around that. I think it's going up, and here we haven't gone. Yes, because then there's another way to this, which will get us that other box, and also to this place, which is Funky Town. I thought we already went to a bit like this, but I guess not. Well, not this exact one. Yeah, the stuff over the other side. This is the opposite end of where we were. So, yes, getting lost as always. Oh no, it's not even really getting lost at this point. It's not being good at dodging enemies. It's more a case of just having a very expansive place to go to, and not necessarily going to it in a particularly good route, because I did not really check you know, stuff like that first. So, we now have the Thunder King armor, which is again an upgrade to the stuff that we had before with some electric resistance. Pretty nice. Reimu does still have her specific armor, so we don't need to worry too much about her. And then this enemy's gonna get in the way, but I just don't want to do the fights. Like, there's only so many fights that you can do before it's, you know, it starts going, well, I've done them all now, and need to move on before the parts take like 30 minutes of just fighting enemies. So yeah, but this should be the last thing that we need to look at here. In fact, that's pretty much everything anyway, because yeah, that's it. We can finish off exploring down the way now and actually get some new encounters and want to fight the enemies. So with that all said and done, I believe we can proceed. So, just a bit of clear up of stuff we hadn't already done. These guys are the upgrades of the PU bugs from before. So, they are immune to light and darkness, and they can cast a party-wide paralysis spell, though they don't do it as often as the previous ones did. So, that's useful. Lightning weak, same as before, so just hit them with strong electric spells and you should be fine. Also, they have a move that Satori can learn, so that's nice, but they do hit pretty hard, and that bug move is the paralysis inducing one, so yeah, obviously try not to get hit by that, but Sunai makes it nice and easy to avoid that, as she does with pretty much every nasty status. So yeah, Reimu leveling obviously is very good, but we don't really need to go into that too much. I mean, it's only Reimu after all, who cares about Reimu, right? I'm just like biased towards Reimu, partly because I think Marisa's just a much better character, and mostly because Reimu's a butt, and especially in this game she's a very, very big butt, so yeah. Anyhow, we have Momentous over here, which is a very old sort of floppy drive thing that once again is immune to light and dark, and these guys can cast a very, very savage version of insta-kill called Removal. I believe it's HD format is the way that they do it, and if they hit you with that, it will basically instant kill you, but worse, because what Removal does is it actually prevents you from being revived. In addition, oh man, really? In addition to having no experience at the end of the fight. So, very, very powerful, and these guys just like exploded my entire party. Did they counterattack or something? They must counterattack, because there's no way they would have done that many hits otherwise. Oh well. We survived somehow, so that's the main thing. And I'm just gonna pass and ball kill this. Lightning weak just like the bugs, so bear that in mind and you can take them out fairly easily. And there we go. So, with Satori gaining one more level, I think Satori is done learning her own skills. She now just needs to learn the skills of the enemies. Which I suppose, speaking on that, I should really show what Ultramagnetic Wave is. It's a column-based physical electric attack. Doesn't really do too much. I don't know if it can inflict shock or not. That's something I would have to see. It might be able to. Most electric attacks can. Yeah. I think there is something which I would like to get from one of these two, so I am going to do this fight, even though it's just the same as what we've already, you know, what we just did. But I don't know. I'm sure there was an item off of one of these two that I wanted to get, so yeah. They can also use Heat Hand, which is a basic fire attack. Doesn't really do too much damage, so you should be okay against it. It doesn't look like we got any item stuff here. Yeah, no items picked up, that's fine. Clears out one of the annoying enemies that should get in the way. And so we get to switches, which if we hit both of these switches we can open up the pathway forwards. So that is of course what the second half of this stage, or second third of this stage really, is designed to do. So you see there's a box down there, there's another box on top of the thing as well. We will get to both of those fairly soon. Ether Dismission, I forget exactly what it does. I think it's an evasion based thing, or it might be like magic power up or something. I forget. But anyway, armor lining, another tier or branch of skill stuff we can get, or accessory stuff we can get, which reduces stabbing damage. So we will get accessories to block some basic physical damage as well. Also an elemental sphere, quite nice. There's a lot of enemies down there that we really don't have to contend with, which is good. So now that we've hit that switch, we need to go across and basically reach the other side of that part to trigger the next one. Because there's stuff down here that we really didn't go and see, because this is our exit plan here. This is where we need to reach in order to proceed. There's another box up here with an eyeball for Satori crafting, however, so don't forget that. But we basically need to reach the left hand side of this, and to get round to that we're going to need to trigger the switch here and get ourselves caught in a fight, which I really don't care to go. Wow, that resistance down on everyone. Ouch. But if that's all they're gonna do, then who cares, right? But yeah, we need to trigger the other yellow switch. So it's somewhere along here, obviously, and you can see there is another way down that we just didn't go through last time, I don't think, because yeah, we were running out of time. Just wanted to get to the halfway point. Oh man, stop having to mute the mic for sneezes. This is one of the reasons I'm using my headset instead of my snowball mic, is because I can instantly mute if something like that is going to come up, so heck yeah. So I don't really want to do this fight. There's too many enemies that I just don't care to fight. We will be doing the battles and stuff as per, you know, last time with the quote-unquote grinding stuff. We did get down to this box at the very least, so there is that, but we didn't explore the rest of the map, so that's fine. I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid encounters here. Maybe I can. Oh, I can. Okay. Solid. I've apparently come down the wrong way. Supposedly, I am not too smart. This is where we get lost again. Fun times. Blah. I don't know. This is probably one of those points where it's worth cutting for it, but at the same time, it's sort of not, because you get to see all of what the stage has to offer with that. And I think it's just a case of getting down there, right? So, speed is apparently an issue right now. Apparently my party is just not fast enough to get through, to run away from all the fights here. Need Marissa or Aya on the party for that. But I have Yomu as my commander instead, so... which is fine. Yomu does need to level up, but is it down here we go? I think it's down here we go. So... this is the whole thing of, like, traveling doesn't take very long in this game. Doing the fights is what takes the time, but yeah, you just go down here. So yeah, actual travel, because of the way running and stuff in this game works, you really don't have to worry too much about that. I'm just gonna do this fight because this dude's gonna get in the way if I don't, so yeah. Plus, it gives Yomu another chance to level up anyway, so... Yeah, the main cannon on these guys really hurts if you're using a special, magic attack based party. But anyway, get down to here, trigger the switch, and there's a box up here, I think? Yep, there we go, get the box, which is the slash resistant accessory, so pretty good. Obviously these accessories are not anything too special, but we will get upgrades to them later on, so makes sense. Don't forget to re-trigger this switch here. I'm pretty sure there is another box that we need to get, and if you have that switch triggered, yeah, it's right there. If you have that switch triggered, you can't get the box, so make sure you do pick that up first. And from there, it is simply going back down the other side of this and running into a fight that I don't care to do. So please let me run away, thank you very much. Because I would like to get to the end of this before we're done here. So hit the switch. Unfortunately, when you're stopped in like full sort of animation of switches pressed and stuff, the enemy still moves. So, and if there's one thing about Weekend that's the enemy behavior changed a little bit, it's that the enemies are way more persistent than they used to be. So they used to be impossible to run through, but harder, they didn't keep up with you as much, but now they just chase you for ages, and yeah, you've got to be careful about it. Oh, not much I was gonna do there. I feel like I should reset this room if I want to avoid the encounter at the top, but I think I can get around it here. So that's fine. And then just quickly sneak up, grab the box, the Viking shield. We will actually get to that very soon, because if there's one shield that Sakuya would do well with, I believe it is this shield, because if I'm looking at it right, you don't actually have to be able to use the shield in order to gain its benefits. So the Viking shield is a very heavily physical shield that actually increases your physical attack power by 5%. So even though Sakuya can't use the defensive benefits of the shield, I'm pretty sure she can use the offensive benefit. So that's fine. And now we get to the final part of this stage with, well, we're almost at the final part of this stage. There are two maps at the very end of this. There are no more puzzles to the stage, but there are two maps at the very end of this where more powerful enemies show up. As you can see, we are now reaching the cherry blossom part of the stage. So, we're basically at the end of it. And here is where we fight more powerful monsters. Also, do not miss this. For the longest time me playing this game, I missed this item, and it's very important if you like protecting yourself against stun status effects. Chono's item is the Frozen Frog. Very nice. Yeah, don't forget it. So, we're getting some more steel for armor making and stuff like that. I'm just about to get myself stuck, but yeah, this is the sort of enemy fight that we get in this place now. So, Saki is going to be ridiculously good here because we have her tier 2 sword, but we have a lesser demon and principality, the mechanical angel dude. So, these two by themselves are fairly boss worthy as it is, or mid-boss worthy I should say. So, that's kinda cool. Obviously the demon is weak to light and the angel is weak to dark, so we'll go with that. They do have rather powerful attacks to them, so we're just gonna go ahead and blast them as much as we can, really. All of these sorts of enemies are typically resistant to the other elements, outside of Mystic, I think. But yeah, Patchouli really doesn't do a whole lot of damage here, and wow, Reimu just about died instantly. But yeah, her amulets are pretty strong, and of course Sakuya has the Slayer against foreign gods, which is what both of these are, so she is kind of just gonna wreck them with ridiculous crit damage. That's like Slayer crits, but not really actual critical hits, but yeah. So yeah, that's those guys, and we've already fought the zombie guys, so that's the other one. But there are times when two of those will show up in this last area. So this is basically just a super enemy gauntlet type thing. But at this stage we fought all the enemies, all the different types of enemies, so that's good. Yeah, here's the double zombie thing, which I'm just going to unleash like everything on, I think, because yeah, I don't really want to get zombified, or you know, like controlled based on me and everything. Unfortunately, they're pretty resistant to permanent status, so Satori's not really super great in terms of trying to inflict everything here. And apparently they can like counterattack or something, because yeah, they just straight up murdered Reimu there. So just to show what Yomu can do as a commander, her one bomb skill is pretty nice, having resistance on the enemies. Doesn't always work, but if it does, it means status stuff is really good. And her 3 bomb card really massively increases your critical hit chance for the turn. So that's pretty good for Sakura over here. Gonna take on that guy. Probably raise physical attack as well, just to make sure. And I suppose we'll just Plasma Ball and Summer Flame here. So this should be enough just to wipe them out fairly easily, but yeah. And then Full Moon Revenge, you see the red for the crit, and 600 damage, just take it out. Very nice. So yeah, clearly the fights are a fair bit more difficult when you get to here, and if you're looking to just get to the end, then you're not too far away as a result of that. So, finally, you know, cushion first strike damage. So we have all 3 physical elements reduced now, which is good. And here is the end. So we can get ourselves healed, we can get the way forward opened, and we can fight double dragons, because why the hell not, right? Yeah, I think there might have been, I'm pretty sure there was a box I was looking at there which I just didn't catch on the way past. So once I'm done with this fight, we shall, I don't know which spell, I guess I'm just gonna use Mind Blast here, and you know what, sure, we'll Philosopher's Stone, because why not? Wow, that actually cast faster than Sadai's buff. Jeez, okay. And it casts faster than him! Wow, Patchouli, that is a really powerfully fast attack. Also, they just kind of one-shot with vanilla physical against Satori there. Good job, guys. So, yeah, Sakura, wow, Sakura actually died to that. I better not quick panel the rest of this then. Yes, that can happen. That is definitely within the realms of the happening. And you may as well just cast that. Just try not to die in the meantime, thank you. You can't necessarily take any of these things for granted. You really do have to, when it comes to the powerful monsters like this, you really do have to use your skills, and yeah, do not try and die for it. Yeah, there was a way of getting up here, and that gets you some gold, which is good. There's a fair few nice accessories you can craft with that. But yeah, that is the stage done. So, with that said, this has been GamerCow playing the Genius of Sapphos, and next time we go ahead and wipe out all the enemies in this place, and yeah, we get some stuff. I don't know how many more times I'm going to be wiping all the enemies out in places. Not because, I mean, I will want to, but at the same time, I don't know how many like stages I want to dedicate stuff to that to, because it gets kind of grating. Not entirely, but you know, it's just tough to really work out. I want to be adequately leveled, but it's a huge amount of work to edit the parts for this, so we'll have to see. Anyway, next time we definitely will be doing that, and then basically finding out what's going on in this place. So, yeah, take care.